Hockey's back, but Pens losing overtime. But hockey's back! Welcome to Post Pens Game, where we review every Pens game that happens, really. So Pens lose their one exhibition game 3-2, and this is the score rundown. For those who are new around here, I try name all the goal scorers as fast as possible. So the goal scorers were Sherry Couturier, Hayes, Zucker, Lawton. I can do better than that. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not a bad first one. That Couturier is a tough middle one to get. Sherry Couturier, Hayes, Zucker, Lawton. Oh, almost got it. Sherry Couturier, Hayes, Zucker, Lawton. Yep, bang. That's the one. Send that. That's money. Yeah. So they were all the goal scorers. So yeah, let's run through the game. So yeah, it started out with a bit of a feeling process. Like both teams were just kind of, you know, like that dance at your Year 6 disco, and all the boys are on one side and all the girls are on the other, and you're just waiting for one person to just maybe hit someone or make a shot. Just everyone was kind of standing there awkwardly. And then finally there was a break in the game. Marino with a fantastic uplight pass, and by the way, the Penguins' defender of the game was Marino by hands down. He was the one that made the least amount of mistakes. He stopped multiple scoring chances on the other way. We'll get to them. But yeah, he was great. So Marino, uplight pass to Gensel. Gensel can go to Crosby or he can go to Sheary. The two Flyers defenders swarm on Crosby, leaving Sheary free with Voracek just slowly behind, only just that millimeter away, and he could see exactly what was happening. He's skating back as quick as he can, but he knows what's about to happen. And Sheary with just a fantastic shot, top shelf. Hart is not getting that cross crease. There's no shame on Hart letting that one through. He was pretty solid outside of that, playing for the first two periods. But the lead was short-lived. The Penguins, who really struggled to get out of the zone. I'm not sure if it was their plays being uncrisp and their passes being uncrisp, which they were, or if it was a really good forecheck that was in between aggressive and passive for the Flyers. Like, I actually think they're really going to cause some teams problems if they're holding like that. Anyway, play leads to a bit of a turnover while the ref has their arm in the air and the extra skater can come out due to a penalty from Patterson. Drew manages to find Couturier in the slot, and you just can't give a player like that with that much room. Sure, the bounce doesn't go favourably, it comes off Peterson and goes into the net, but at the same time, you can't give a shot onto that man's stick without someone being in that lane to stop it. There was 4 Penguins kind of watching, and yeah, not great. And things went from bad to worse as Malkin, who really capped off a period of defensive turnovers by, I mean, the goal says Kevin Hayes unassisted, but let's face it, Malkin should get a point for that because he put it on his tape in front of the net, and poor Murray had no chance. Just absolutely no chance. Like, it was just something like, oh my god, like, so he went straight into the butterfly, tried to be big, but yeah, I mean, Hayes, who really was a big part of the forecheck that they were establishing in that period, gets rewarded with a good goal. Second period, not much happened. A few power plays for the Penguins, who Schultz was the quarterback, which, oh boy, I hope they abandon that one in the playoffs, because he did not look good. He did not look good at all. I can't imagine he's coming back as a Penguin next year if that's his performance. Plus, they're against the cap anyway, so probably wouldn't have room for him. But yeah, I'd like to see I'd like to see Marino or Letang on the top there. I know Letang wasn't crisp either. He'll get there. But yeah, not great. And then the third period started where, oh boy, the Flyers could have won this game 5-1. It really could have been that bad. One other thing in the second period is they swapped goalies from Murray to Jury, and Jury started while the team was on a penalty kill. So that was have fun, bud! Just hit him on the back and off he goes. So that was funny. Third period, and this is where the Flyers really could have won by a fair bit. Marino stops an amazing 2-on-1 just by looking like he's going to take the shooter, and then very last second stopping to stop the pass. Super good breakup, because that probably would have been a goal. Otherwise, it was... otherwise, there was a couple of 3-on-2s or 4-on-2 for the Flyers. They just passed it a little bit too much and just couldn't get it together. But yeah, oh boy, if you start doing that stuff in the playoffs, you'll be in trouble. But the Penguins survived. Elliott really made some really good saves on Malkin. Malkin really started to come into his own a bit into that third period. I think you'd want that first shot, that backhand, where he just kind of hit it straight into Elliott with a lot of room on his glove side. But even though he wanted that one back, and a really good shot on the forehand after that, he wins a face-off, he gets to the net. Really unlucky not to score. Elliott makes a great save, and this is where hockey is just a cruel sport. Zucker is there to just clean up. So, Elliott did everything right. I think all the goalies played really well this game, to be honest. There was no bad goals at all. And lets in a goal on the goal sheet. And then we go where we waited 4 months for hockey, and we get a little bit of extra in our first game. So we head to overtime. It's 3-on-3. The Penguins, of course, if they go on overtime in any of those games against Montreal, will just be continuous. The Flyers, during their round robin, will be the regular season format of the 3-on-3 and then a shootout. It never looked like it was going to go to shootout. There was a fair few good scoring chances. Rust had a really good chance on a 2-on-1, but it looked like he had the lane to shoot it, but he just didn't want to. He wanted to do the unselfish play, kind of got him stuck, and that was a really good chance to score. But yeah, just didn't really happen. Hayes gets a really good chance on a breakaway. Jari's able to stop that, but then Konecki, after a really lackluster forward drive again. Bluger has a really good chance on net. That was the other thing I missed, but I love Bluger, so I'm going to mention him. Konecki, just a upright pass, but all three Penguins were on the ice. There was no reason why Lawton should have just been free like that, but he was, so really big defensive lapse there, and a real sweet goal, a real sweet goal. Kind of does a mini toe drag and just flips it over Jari there, and that's it. That's the winner. So yeah, the Penguins started coming to their own into the third. It really started to look okay. I think if they can get that power play together, they should still beat Montreal. Even though looking through the start of this Montreal-Toronto game, their second period's just ended now. They look quick. They look like they've got a little bit more pace than the Penguins did for this game. So look out for that, but yeah, I think everyone will hit that level, because this is pretty much the playoffs at this point. I know it doesn't technically count, but that's the way these games are gonna go. Really enjoyed both goalies' play. I don't think any of them are at risk of losing the plot. I think Murray will start game one. Marino, super good game. I'm stoked about him. Really like the third line. McCann seemed to play well. Thought Marlowe was a little bit quiet. Same with Hornquist, but that's okay. They weren't horrendous. I think it's just the defense that needs to improve. I also really like the fourth line. Zach Aston-Reese and Bluger and Tanev really played quite well, so I really enjoyed that. I think the defense just needs to improve and be a lot cleaner when it comes to passing. And we should be able to make light work of Montreal. Also, Flyers are going to be a real hassle for whoever gets them next. Anyway, guys, that is your lot. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, hit the like button. Otherwise, hit subscribe. I'm doing post-pen games for every Penguin game. Also do news when there's news of the day. Have a whole mess of other videos. I live stream when I can the Penguin games. Otherwise, just random other games. I'm doing a live stream tomorrow of the Hurricanes Rangers. No, is it Hurricane Rangers? What's the game? Doing a live stream tomorrow of the Carolina and Washington game. So you can check that out if you want to stop by, ask a few questions about sports. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you and bye.